You very bluntly said that governorship is not a post that interests you. You see it as a kind of redundant, inactive post. Talk a little bit about that. Talk a little bit about why governor is something that is boring to you.
No, I will not be interested at all. Sitting in the chair, a governor's living in a Raj Bhavan, I don't think you'll be able to do good for the country at all. That is a retired life. If I wanted a retired life, I could have done it now, right now. Why should I shift to a Raj Bhavan? I can do much better, have a nice life in my own home. So I'm not.
So you see the Raj Bhavan. You see the Raj Bhavan as retirement.
Yes, it's a retired luxury.
A retired luxury. The Raj Bhavan is a retired luxury. But you've spoken about being open to being chief minister, which is a great attitude. But the fact is that the BJP has literally no presence in your home state. So how realistic is this dream? How realistic is this dream?
My belief, Barkha, is if BJP projects me as the chief minister candidate, there will be a landslide migration to BJP.
If they project you.
Yes, a landslide migration.
Can you elaborate on that?
Pardon?
Can you talk a little bit more about that?
Yes, you see, because I have got a very good image throughout Kerala, through all sections of the society, with everyone. And they know that if I take over the chief minister, how things will run. I'll be running the state just like I had run the Delhi Metro. Delhi Metro, at one stage, 2005, that got the IMS award as the best corporate body. In that fashion, it will be done with particularly no favors to anyone, no particular vindictiveness. I will not even know, we will never talk about what has been done earlier. We'll only talk about what should be done hereafter. That sort of thing.
So you believe that if the BJP were to project you as a chief ministerial candidate, it could be a political game changer in Kerala where the BJP hardly has any presence?
Yes. Just imagine what has happened to Kejriwal himself. How did he come into power just like that? He had projected himself in some way and he had promised certain things to people. And overnight, you find even they could knock out Sheila Dikshit. Same thing will happen here. Even today, if you see the percentage of votes for BJP, they are the third highest. The gap is so little between BJP or the LDP or this a very small gap only has to be filled. A changeover will come without any problem if we are able to project our intentions, how we will be running the state, what are the things we are promising to the people. It can completely change.
So you would like to not just contest elections, Mr. Sreedharan, you would like to be formally named as the BJP's chief ministerial candidate in these elections, and you believe that can change the fortunes of the BJP?
I will not insist on that.
Okay. But you think it's a good idea. But you do think it's a good idea.
Not only a good idea, probably a necessity. But you see, I am a person who does not, so far in my career, I have never asked anything for myself.
Right.
In Hindu terminology, nirapeksha, don't ask for anything for yourself. I'm not going to ask for it myself. If they consider that is the correct thing, and if they are offered to me, well and good. And good for the party, good for the state.
Have you discussed it with them? Have you discussed it with them?
No.
Has there been any suggestion? Has there been any suggestion from them that they may want to see you as a chief ministerial candidate?
Number of suggestions, number of people have approached me for this. From BJP side itself. But not the top leaders. They may do it. We don't know. As I told you, I will not ask for anything specially for me. It should come on its own.
Okay, fair enough. But you've been very direct, and that's, by the way, also non-political behavior. Politicians usually, in Hindi, they say "ghuma ghuma ke bolte hai." They talk in circles. You have said it very directly. Are you concerned that you may not be able to make the leap from technocrats to politics? Are you anxious that there are certain things that politicians do that you will not be able to do?
I will not try that. I will do what is right, what is just, what is good for the country. That's all. That's the only yardstick for me.
Are there certain things about, it happens to everybody. No one agrees with the party's politics in full. Even if you join some other party, I would ask you the same questions, that do you agree with this policy or that policy? For example, if you've gone with the left, I would ask you, do you believe with their economic policy? With the Congress, I would have asked you a different question. Are there certain dimensions of the BJP's politics that you would not touch, that you would not want to be associated with even as you join them? Or is this a full-fledged embrace of the BJP?
You are very right. There may be areas which I may not like, which I would not like to implement. I will definitely stand firm on that. As I told you, my litmus test will be, is it good for the country? Is it good for the society? I will not talk about is it good for the party now. The whole focus is the welfare of people, welfare of the state, not the welfare of the party. That is what is happening here today. They are only bothered about the party, their ideologies, not bothered at all about the people and their welfare. This is how a ruler has got to be in that fashion.